Wow.
Who wants to come to Neverland with me?
Hello everybody, welcome back to Screenstars. I'm here today to bring you my review of the 2025 horror film Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare. The film is co-written and directed by Scott Chambers, and it stars Megan Placido, Martin Portlock, Kit Green, and Peter D'Souza Feone. Right, okay. The film focuses on a young man called Michael. He's a little bit of an oddity. He has got a loving family, and this one particular day he is abducted by Peter Pan, or someone who claims to be Peter Pan. It is his duty in life, he believes, to release children and send them to Neverland. However, how he does this is not necessarily anything from a fairy tale, more people's nightmares. He's been doing this for a long time, and Michael's sister Wendy is not going to put up with this, and she's determined to track down and find her brother before it's too late. Right, what are my thoughts on Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare? Right, well, this is from the same people that brought us the Winnie the Pooh films. It's another one of those properties that's slipped into the public domain, Peter Pan. So we can expect movies like this, as we can. There's a lot of these films coming out, from properties that have slipped into the public domain. Now, normally I would say, if it's from the people that made the Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey films, we should be wary, really. Scott Chambers, who directed this, co-wrote it. He is an infamous producer, director, writer, actor, who has been involved in many UK-based low-budget horror productions over the last few years. Most of them are not very good. However, I think that the Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey films have probably afforded Jagged Edge Productions, which is the production company behind this, the luxury to pump a little bit more budget into these movies. And I am pleased to report that they have certainly done that here. To deliver, well, okay, yes, it's another slasher film. They keep doing this, in regards to these properties. They're always slasher films, and it's, most of them are yawn fest, because they don't feel that creative. However, I think they've made a few decisions here with this film that have helped it rather than hindered it. The first thing I want to compliment here is the casting choices. Again, normally in these productions, the casting is... Okay, I'm going to be polite and say not very good for the most part. Here, they've done some smart casting. They've got the young man that plays Michael, who he was in The Pope's Exorcist with Russell Crowe. I've seen him in a few other things. Quite talented young actor. We've got Megan Placido playing Wendy, the sister. She does very well, and she's a very, very impressive final girl. And then we've got Kit Green, who plays Tinkerbell, who delivers a fantastic performance. Really good, fully invested in the role and the character, and gave a very, very solid performance that kind of jumps out the screen at you. And then we have Martin Portlock, who plays Peter Pan. A very memorable performance again. Very creepy. Very sinister, incredibly brutal at times, but with this childlike quality to it as well at times. It's actually quite a complex and layered performance for the most part. He's just not a faceless killer or a voiceless killer. He's one of these killers that genuinely believes he's doing the right thing. He thinks he's helping these children. He thinks he's sending them off to Neverland. And we as the audience members can see quite clearly the things that are surrounding him, i.e. the drugs, so on and so forth, that are influencing him in a really quite negative way. So we can see what's happening. He certainly can't, and he does genuinely think that. And it's got a really strong opening to the film as well. It goes into the past a bit, and you see this circus performing, and you see this Peter Man character at the circus, and then following a child home, and then just popping up through some hatch in the floorboard, a la Pennywise, if you like. Really quite creepy and freaky, and what follows is some very, very brutal kills within the film as well. It does feel like the film has been affected or inspired by the Terrifier films, because, as I've said, that some of the kills here are genuinely disturbing and really quite brutal. So they've done a lot of things right here, and what I appreciate is they've started to put effort now into some of these productions. A lot of these films that are being made from things that are falling into the public domain, a lot of them feel like cheap cash grabs, and that's certainly what the first Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey felt like. The second one, they'd improved on it, and from what I'm seeing from this, again, they are kind of scaling up the effort and the cast, the production design. Even I think Scott Chambers does a decent job here in regards to directing, because some of the performances within the film, are very good, and some of the shots are very good. There's some good scenes, quite predictable scenes, but still well shot, with mannequins covered up and playing Marco Polo, and what's coming, but it still scares the crap out of you, even though you know it. So I think they do a decent job here. I really do. Like I said, the sister, Wendy, does a very good final girl. I mean, this is it's another tip to the hat, I think, of Terrifier 2 and 3. Such a strong female character in that, and we get it again here. But also the young boy Michael as well, very, very spirited sort of thing. So I mean, don't get me wrong, there are some things that leave more questions than answers, but I do appreciate the efforts that's gone into this, and I do believe they are starting to head slowly in the right direction in regards to putting out better quality films. They've still got a way to go, but they are certainly. It feels like they're making better choices. So long may it continue. Keep going, guys. Keep. I think you're going to hit pay dirt eventually by getting something that everybody wants to see. If you can kind of come up with an original idea, an original concept, and put a decent budget into it, you could be onto something. So yeah, not going to lie, I was pleasantly surprised by this one. So let me know, guys, if you've seen this one, what your thoughts are, and I will of course be back with plenty more reviews and content on the channel very, very soon.